Fulani herders have started their shenanigans again. You guys are not the owners of the land. The Plateau youths are clamoring for them to be protected by MOPPL, MOPPL. I don't know what that means. But they are saying that they've had enough, that the militaries are everywhere, yet those communities are still being attacked by these Fulani herders. How manage? That they have learned from what is happening in Zamfara. In Zamfara, there is a vigilante group that is largely consisted of just Kanawas. These are Hausa people. That vigilante group was open. People were asked, come and join. Most of those that joined were the Kanawas. The Fulanis didn't join. And the Zamfara state governor came out to announce that what is happening. And we could see that as of 2 months ago, when those Zamfara youths and Zamfara vigilantes were after some marauding Fulani herders, the Nigerian Air Force said they mistakenly, overran them and they gunned them down. But just about 3 weeks later afterwards, when those same vigilantes never announced their operation, they were able to gun down the very close allies of Bello Turji. Ever since then, Bello Turji, who is the most powerful Fulani bandit in Nigeria, ever since that time, he has been saying he wants to reach a truce, that he wants to negotiate, just as Ado Elero did. No, he is no longer in banditry, that the Nigerian government should forgive him. Why? Because the Nigerian army were not fully involved. The vigilantes that went for that operation, yes, some of them were pied. However, they actually achieved a significant goal by dying and unaliving about 3 critical lieutenants of Bello Turji. Now, what is happening in Plateau? One Islamic cleric called, his name is I'll show you. There's this picture over there. His name is Singa Sheikh Yahya Jinga, a Fulani man. He said no, that Nigeria cannot begin to leave its territory to the untrained civilians and indigenes who will on the long run begin to target Fulanis who are innocent. You see, these are the confusions they bring into conversations. This is what they tell you, that we are against state police. This is how they brainwash. You see that constitutional amendment, right? I used to talk about it. I said it. I told you that in the Middle Belt, what the recommendations they were, preferring is, we want to have our own resource control, and then very importantly, they want state policing. In the core north, they were just demanding for just one thing and one thing alone: more states. You see now, when you had 1 + 1, what do you have? 2. Then you begin to know that this man, this Yahya cleric, is against the popular demand in Plateau. The youth are saying that they've had enough of the military. Go. You are not even doing what we want. Just go. To be a God that will not bless me should not spoil my life. Leave me as I was. That's what they will say. That's what we say in the Yoruba land. So these guys have woken up. They are saying that Nigerian military should take a leave. Take a pause. Leave us. If not to leave us for 1 month or 2 months, then if the situation worsens, then we'll probably cry for the military to return. Because why would they say they are around and yet we are being struck? And when we are being hit by these bandits, this Fulani marauding bandit, that is when the military will come out and tell us that, we got a call. It was a diversionary call. A fake call, we're distracted. No. They said they've had enough. Let us have MOPPL. They will be the one that will be there. After all, this is their territory. And after all, I think they have even gotten an unofficial authorization from the DSS, Mr. Ajayi, who told them that indigenes must rise and defend themselves. that the military, the police will in some cases run out of bullets, that the police and the army will in most cases not even understand the territory, right? They will not even understand the territory where these bandits and attackers have, you know, actually navigating. Is that not why we have always said, oh God, let us have local police? Local police are going to say more lumini or so you no get wetin one outside wan come run. You okay, you won't come inside the Barapa and Shaki when I have grown all my life in Shaki West, Loyal State. So you want Fulani man walk all the way from is it Niger or Burkina or wherever you are coming from with your cattle, then you now come and navigate my territory. Oh, I know the gods of my land. I know the every T's and U's and cross junctions of my territory. I know where the forbidden forests are. I know where I need to go and do this. I know where the snakes are. So, let us have the local policing. The call by the Plateau youths and the Benue youths, corroborate with what we call the local policing. It's as simple as that. The northern Fulani oligarchs are just too intentional and too strategic, wherein they've caged us. They don't put us in this bottle. When I don't know if you have ever come across that thing that they say you put someone in a bottle. Nigerians, see, after this Fulani oligarchs, these Fulani people who are enjoying the country, all of us will remain, whether you are a Yoruba man or whether you are an Igbo man, we are inside the bottle. Inside a bottle. Yes. We are inside bottle because everything we have been crying for since the 19 Gbogbooros, they won't agree. We have been crying that we want to control our resources. They won't agree. The Northerners will say no. Jonathan tried it. They said no. They even kick and come out. They kicked him out. Okay? What's it called? Obasanjo tried it. Atiku stood gidigba. I said, what? You want to go third term? Nah. You think if Obasanjo was the one, if Obasanjo actually governed from 2007 to 2011, you think Nigeria wouldn't have gotten far, far better? Was it not the same thing Paul Kagame did in Rwanda, that Paul Kagame now has been ruling since 1998? The Tutsis, why didn't the Tutsis rise up and all that? Why? Because they only saw, wait, as far as this guy is, well, he's governing us well. No, I'll continue. Go ahead, continue. But no, they don't want to risk it. They don't want to see. If at all anything, is it the Fulani oligarchs? Is it those hegemony? They are hell-bent on doing everything to protect their interests. That's why the likes of Baba Galadima will come out and tell you that, we saw what Obasanjo tried to do. He tried to shaking our stability as the hegemony. No, that's why we brought Buhari to reignite the Fulanization agenda, and which he actually did. It was when Buhari came on board, this wall of Fulani can skyrocket everywhere, bush everywhere, this Ruga, this land, they don't invade. Did we hear about that? When Obasanjo was the president, there was a little fracas between the farmers and herders. Obasanjo gave an order, go there and clear anything where you see. Clear it. He did. Just as the same order he gave to OD people. When they were trying to do nonsense is in Bayelsa, wherever that place is in, wherever OD is, he cleared it. So they saw it that, so if we now want to push our Ruga agenda, Obasanjo will probably call for the arrest of all our northern leaders. Atiku stood against that, right? And ever since then, Obasanjo, of course, is relevance. Anything doesn't end more than just letter. Now letter go doesn't write, Baba don't finish. He has finished. For me, I look at it. I know the northern leaders can never restructure this country. Forget it. Maybe a middle beltan can, because I don't see the middle belters as the northerner. But you see, when you talk about core northerner, forget about that idea that they will restructure my foot. Restructure what? Was it not Shetima that said the last time that restructure my foot? Nigeria restructure my foot. When they know that they are the major beneficiaries, when they know that the country is serves their own interest and interest alone. I mean, Nigeria would have served the interests of those called Northern Fulanese like 50 times before it served me once. Yes, go check the army. Who is there? Go check the police. Who is there? Go check the customs. Who is there? Go check it. Who is there? The immigration. Who is there? Why? Look at that cleric. Look at that cleric. That cleric that never came out to complain. The Nigerian soldiers, what's happening? The Nigerian soldiers. So now, because the youth of the PLATEU and Benue said that we want to come together, form a security bloc. We want to protect ourselves. We want to formalize ourselves. We want to join the MOPPL. We don't want the soldier, because we feel there are too many Fulanese in that Nigeria army that have been, deployed to our communities, and they sort of have sentiments and bias towards the Fulani bandits. I mean, it is justifiable. We know what they do. It is clearing the recent attack that just happened in Niger State rather, against the ISWAP. I mean, there were so many revelations. Everybody were just jaw drop, like, like, for real? Collaborators in the communities, amongst the army? This is not a joke, my people. This is not a joke. Let us listen to Galadima.
Well, some of us who recruited him into politics had a mission, and I will reveal that mission today. General Buhari came into politics. It wasn't his province. He never liked politicians because he believed we are fake, and that we don't mean what we say. But there was an incident that made some of us to recruit him, convince him, and use the other people to convince him to join politics. And even though we had our own agenda, because in 1999 and 2000, the OPC was on rampage in some parts of the country, especially Southwest, and have inconvenienced a lot of people from this part of the country. And to the extent that they mobilized over 500 vehicles to come and invade Ilorin with the sole aim of uprooting what they called Fulani structures in Ilorin. And we felt that was too much. And Obasanjo was doing nothing. President Obasanjo was doing nothing. President Bola Tinubu, then governor of Lagos, was doing nothing. And some of us felt that those group of people were being encouraged by their leaders in position of authority. So how do we stop that? And I called a meeting in Kaduna at Alhaji Bashir Dalhatu's house in a place called Unguan Kaji, directly opposite the house of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. And some of those we invited included Alhaji Wadanas, Professor Yadudu, Bashir Dalhatu himself, Alhaji Yahya Sulehama, and a host of others, about 34 of us. And we sat down to reason, how do we save our people from this OPC menace? So we said, I suggested that we have to, because you remove government through only two ways: the ballot of through the barrel of the gun and through the ballot box. And they said it was impossible to challenge General Obasanjo. That was how Buhari came to came to our mind. And when he was approached, he had a very unkind words for politicians. But since he didn't say he was not doing, we still pursued him. To cut long story short, we achieved our first purpose of putting a brake to what OPC was doing. Because immediately, Buhari joined partisan politics, and we had a very big outing in Daura to initiate him into politics. The Obasanjo government became restive and was shaken to its bone marrow, and because those were some of his our thinking. So Obasanjo had to really checkmate the OPC. So for that reason, we have achieved our first purpose of bringing General Buhari into partisan politics. So the remaining now is history. They wanted to dismantle, as what is happening across the country now. They wanted to dismantle his platform of ANPP, APC, ANPP. And we made a counter platform by establishing the Buhari Organization, TBO, which we used as a platform for promoting his political ideals. Of course, all these are now history. Some smart people who are politically ambitious came in and threw us out. That is how we parted ways with him. Those of us who followed him blindly for 15 years, Sule Hamma as our leader, and myself as his deputy and the operational head of the Buhari Organization, we agreed that we should not look